Hello, community. So this time around, we're going to talk about Facebook. Facebook as a social company, as a social platform, in a sense, has kind of crested as far as it's going to go. It's got so many people on it. It's the growth-wise, it's done through the growth phase, as evident for anybody who pays attention to the stock market. And the fact that the revenue per person is really lower compared to everybody else, which always gives investors that whole albatross thinking, well, all they have to do is grow revenue per person, which hasn't happened. And of course, every time Facebook makes a recent change of any kind, it's been upsetting the users lately. So there you go. So how is Facebook going to expand? First of all, Facebook has a big competition, especially in the mobile space. They have not been able to break through the Google and Apple stranglehold on the mobile space. Those two app stores rule the mobile space. On top of the fact that, Google has been faster to transition its ad service over to mobile platform than Facebook has. And so Facebook's new plan that is being reported now is that they're going to become a game publisher, a mobile game publisher. And they're using an old business model that they used to do, in the early days, which is basically small game studios, couldn't find an audience on their own for their game and, lacked the resource to do so. So what Facebook is going to do is say, hey, you know what? Sign with us. We'll advertise your game through our ad system, and you'll get a cut of the revenue. And so Facebook would publish it. It had the Facebook brand on it. So it expands the Facebook brand while helping out little publishers. And this is interesting that they're going to do this. Again, the mobile space is still very early, really, when you really think about the smartphone stuff. And they're trying to break into it because it's just a big market. It's kind of like, the early days of the video games where you saw 20th Century Fox and Parker Brothers and all these people make video games, like the 2600 and stuff like that. And you've seen them always dip into video games because video games is a big market and it's continually growing. A lot of times we concentrate too much on consoles when there's also PC gaming, there's now mobile gaming, there's online gaming, social gaming. All these aspects are really gaming in general. And so it's a really huge market that everybody does some sort of gaming these days. And to be able to break into that market, it's kind of like breaking into the search market. When people look at Bing, they're like, well, it's nothing compared to Google. But every 0.5% of the search engine market is worth millions and billions of dollars. And that's why people continue to make search engines. The same thing goes with the game space, that you're going to see Facebook didn't go to the big publishers because they know they would basically want them to handle the world. They're going to a little developer that can't afford to get their product out to the audience to see it. They can sign a contract with them, and they can, people could they're hoping for like the next Angry Birds or something, right? That boom, it catches on. And one of the great things they pointed out in this article too was how that sometimes this doesn't work. Like Angry Birds is an example. That division of EA actually originally published Angry Birds, but because of tensions between the developer and the publisher, there was eventually a split. And so it'll be interesting to see how this goes. If Facebook's going to go ahead with this, they already mentioned they're going to plan on doing something with the mobile platform. So it'll be interesting to see how they do in the mobile space. Granted, there's not as much risk because they're not actually investing any money in these games at all. They're just advertising already on their ad system. So for them, there's really not a lot of loss and a bunch of upside. There really isn't a lot of loss for the developers either, because in this case, because in their case, no one's going to see their game. Signing on with them, outside the fact they control the game, their audience gets to see their product, and Facebook could push it to people they might not be able to get it to before. So guys, what do you think about Facebook becoming a mobile game publisher? Do you like the fact that, hey, maybe they can bring some attention to indie games, or do you like the fact you don't think they should be in the market at all? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on it. Till the next video, we'll discuss some more video game or whatever stuff I want to talk about. See you then.